Hi everyone! So, yeah, I'm reviewing another album. Before I start the review, I just want to let you know that I'm gonna probably do one more review after this that's a request, and then I finally have enough footage, or at least the footage I want, to do a special video. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm probably gonna be on a little bit of a hiatus because I'll be coming back to the United States and stuff. So yeah, this review is not a request. It's an artist that I really want to introduce to this channel because I love her. So without further ado, it's Ayaka's First Message. Okay, so I like this song a lot. First of all, she was like 16 and 17-ish when she recorded this album. She doesn't sound like it. She really has a very strong voice. She's one of like the stronger voices in J-pop as opposed to like Ayumi Hamasaki, Otsuka Ai, who are more like the shriekier voices. So she, I think, is probably pretty. I really don't know anybody who dislikes her. I know people who aren't crazy about her, but most people really like her music. And this is a really good opener because it's not only like start to love, but it's the beginning of the album, so it's like start. I really like that. But I love this chorus here. And her backup vocals are always fantastic, by the way. And her music consists of a lot of piano and guitar, and that kind of like acoustic sound. So I really like that about her, and just the clapping and everything. I think this is a really good introductory track because this is like, I think a lot of people's first listen to Ayaka because they're like, oh, I'll just purchase this album, and this is the first thing they hear, and it's a good introduction of her style. So I really like this song, and I love her. I love this introduction so much. Like, whenever any of my friends mention Ayaka, they usually mention one of her more, like, her ballads are really famous in Japan. But when when my Japanese friends mention her, I do this introduction, and they're like, oh my gosh, you really know her. And I'm like, yeah, of course, because she's awesome. Love the guitar in this. I love the... It's a really catchy beat, and this is a song that you can kind of get out to and jam. Like, her songs aren't like Korokumi's or Amuro Namie's where you can like get up and like do a choreographed dance, but her music is still the kind that you can get up and jam to, and it just has such a good beat that like her music is really all-purpose. You can clean to it, you can do homework to it, you can sing or dance to it, and yeah. And okay, I haven't mentioned this yet either, but I like this song's lyrics. I like this part right here. I really like the reference to the angel. It comes at the very end where she goes, "Arigato tenshi, itsuka mata yume no naka ai ni kite ne wo wa." It's really good. I like how there's a connection throughout the entire song's lyrics. Ayaka's style, like I said, is pretty acoustic, but this kind of jazzy, swing bluesy stuff that she does, she's the queen of it. Nobody can beat her. She just has the voice for it and like the aura about her. It's so good. And she does it on later albums too. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is her debut album. And so this is such just a mood song. It has such a good mood to it. And I love the chorus. I think it's really amazing that she can go up into her falsetto really easily and drop right back down to her chest voice. That takes a lot of vocal energy. And for somebody who was only 17 recording this, that's pretty freaking impressive. And she has such a pretty voice when she sings high. And she also has a really strong voice when she sings in her chest voice. So she has this like dual style going on. I want to kind of fast forward to the bridge because it's my favorite part. yeah, I love this bridge. I just love the attitude that she has in this song. It's really, really a good song, and so far there really haven't been any weak tracks on this album. This is the first ballad. It's not like ballady, but it's a really mellow song, and it's kind of sad. The title is Blue Days, and I think that's a very appropriate title. And I really like the way she sings this song because there's a noticeable change to like her tone while she's singing it, because it becomes sweeter and gentler. So I really like how she, you know, was conscious about the music change and then changed her vocals accordingly. However, compared to like all of the other songs on this album, it's a little boring. I don't listen to this song as much as I listen to, for example, Real Voice, Shalala, and then there's a couple more afterward that I've listened to so many times it's a little ridiculous. But this is definitely still a good song, and still a really good display of her vocal talent. And this chorus is really pretty. And I love, I don't know if you can hear it in this video, but in the night, there's a really pretty harmony chord that she hits, and it's really nice. So yeah, this song is a little bit boring, but it's still a really good song. I'm pretty sure everybody who knows Ayaka knows this song. It's pretty famous, and for good reason. This is a very, very good ballad. She does ballads really well, and the thing is, it's so funny because she writes a lot of like happy and peppy songs and like songs with attitude, but then she writes these ballads that are like, they're so good, but sometimes they're really sad. Especially there's one on the second album, and there's one on her newest album that made me cry the first time I listened to it. It was so embarrassing. I was sitting there listening to it and I was like, oh, this is so sad. Anyway, this album, this song, I believe, she actually made an English version to it as well. Her English isn't so great, so I don't like to listen to it, and I like the mood of this one better. She seems more comfortable in this version, so I like the mood better, and I love this. And this chorus is beautiful. She's got such a beautiful voice, and it's basically like, even if she doesn't have harmonies behind her voice is still gorgeous and great to listen to. So yeah, I definitely recommend this track and this ballad. I recommend all of her ballads, to be honest, even Blue Days. She does ballads really, really, really well. It's one of her strongest points, I think. This picks up the album's mood again. I tend to forget about this song. Honestly, I really do like this song, but I tend to kind of forget about it because, like, Real Voice is so good, Start to Love is so good, I think it's the next song? Yeah, the next song is really, really good, but this is also still a good track. It just gets kind of buried because it's in the middle of the album. If it were toward the beginning of the album, I think I'd remember it more often. But anyway, it's very typical Ayaka. And her voice I like in this. And I love the piano in the chorus. Oh, I just talked over it, I'm sorry. You'll hear it again. And the backup vocals are really good in the chorus, but this piano here. I really like the chords that it plays there. Sorry, I got absorbed into the song. See, I really do like this song. I just kind of forget that it's in this album sometimes. But anyway, her English is not so great, like I mentioned. And it's kind of distracting when I listen to it because she's like, stay with me. It's like, ah. But anyway, it's not as bad as Toki for me, so I can stand it. Is such a winner. I love this song. The guitar and the percussion in this is great. I love the lyrics as well. She tends to write a lot of her lyrics with a little bit of like bittersweet irony, like talking about something that should be happy, but in the background there's a little bit of sadness or anger hidden behind it, which I think is really cool. She's a really good lyricist. I don't think she's as good as like Utada or Ayu, but I'd say she's close. At least in this album. And I really just love the guitar in this. It's so great, especially when it gets into the chorus with all the percussion and like the backup vocals. Like the chorus explodes, and I love this pre-chorus right here too. And then this is the best part. And then oh gosh, her voice sounds so good in that part, and it's so, I don't know, she just sings this song so well. When I think of Ayaka, honestly this is one of the first songs that usually pops into my mind. Real Voice is usually the first, and then it's either this song or a song from her third album, Hajimemari no Toki is usually the other song I think of. But it's just so her, and it's so good. I definitely recommend this track. I don't think this is my favorite on the album. Nah, it's not my favorite on the album, but it's one of my favorites. Okay, I don't dislike this song, but there's a part in the instrumentals that they make a really weird chord with the guitars. I like the mood of this song, and I like the chorus a lot, but this song is easy to forget, but I like the lyrics to this song. That's the one thing I do want to say. I love this beginning. I really like these lyrics. They're I think one of my favorite lyrics on the album, but it's not my favorite song by far because this weird chord coming up here. Like, you can't hear it very well because it's in the background, but if you have your headphones in, you can hear it a little bit more, and it sounds weird. Like, I know it's supposed to sound like cool and like edgy or whatever, but I don't like it at all. But I do like the pace of this, like that chorus and how it flows right into the verses, and it's really upbeat. So this song has a lot of strong points, but also has like some weak points that I don't like, so I have a lot of mixed feelings about this song. However, I like it a lot more than I did when I first listened to the album, because now that I understand the lyrics, my appreciation for the song has also grown. She does these slow but happy songs, I think like one per album. It's kind of like what Otsuka Ai does with her crazy weird songs, one per album. These are easier to listen to. I really like this song, and I really like the fact that it's basically just her voice and a guitar at the beginning, but then it starts to get more complicated because the guitar starts doing like chords instead of just plucks, and the vocals in this are really sweet. And but the one criticism I do have is the way she hits that note. She can totally hit notes higher than that, but because it's the way that she's singing the word nai, she's singing it on the N instead of on the vowel, and so it doesn't sound as good, and so it kind of makes me, when I listen to this, but it's still really pretty, and this is a really pretty song, but it's really short. This was the song that got me into Ayaka. This instrumental. It's pure, like, ska jazz. I love ska. Fun fact about me, my brother was actually in a ska band. He played trumpet. I also play trumpet, not as much anymore, but my brother's really good at it, and he was in a band, and so I came to love ska music. He was also in jazz band in high school, which I always went to the concerts, and so that's what I'm used to listening to. So listening to this song, I love it. I love the way she sings this song, where she's like really sweet, but then you can hear the anger in her voice at some parts. Like this part is a little bit sweeter. And but then she crescendos right here. And then the chorus is awesome. The brass and the saxophone in this are just fantastic. It's such a great song. And I bought this album off of iTunes, so I don't have the physical. But the first time I listened to this song, I was like, oh my gosh, this song is amazing. I love her, I love her, I love her. And then I proceeded to listen to it like over and over again. And this is my most listened to track on this album, and it's my favorite track on this album by far. I just love the instrumentals, I love her voice, I love the lyrics. I don't have any complaints about this song. I definitely recommend listening to this song, especially if you're a person who likes jazz, ska style, or if you're really looking into, like, if you just started into an ayaka and you're looking to see something a little bit more different from her than like real voice or whatever, definitely come to this song. It's great. This song is probably my least favorite on the album. It's just not that memorable to me. The only part I really like is the bridge, which I'll fast forward to, but I don't know. I like the lyrics pretty well, but the song itself, I'm not really crazy about the instrumental like this. It's kind of predictable, but there is a really cool bridge, so I'll skip that. I do like the guitar solo here, and it reminds me of Sonic Adventure music. I always end up saying that, don't I? I like that bridge a lot, but that's really the only cool thing I can say about this song. It's pretty repetitive, and compared to everything you've listened to so far, and compared to what you're about to listen to, this song just gets buried. It's not necessarily bad, but I just consider it kind of The mood of this song so much, and it's like, you know, it's kind of like this upbeat song again, like kind of like melody and real voice and all of those songs were, but it's a little bit different, and I love the choruses. It's really, what's the English for this? Heartwarming. It's really, really heartwarming. Like, you don't think it will be, because you're like, waiting for her to like belt out this chorus or whatever. But actually, it's really gentle, and I love the lyrics. They match, and it kind of, she really knows what she's singing about, is what I guess I want to say. I mean, obviously, but I really like the chords of the guitar and everything. It's really beautiful, and this piano. It's just, I love the way that she sings this. Like, she really knows what she's talking about. She really believes every word that she's singing. It's not like she's just singing it to sound nice. I mean, I'm sure, yeah, she has that in mind, obviously, because she's trying to sell a record. But it's like, she really believes what she's singing. And I feel like that's evident in the live of this as well. Which I suggest everybody should watch, because it's really good. She sings this song really well live. But I love, and here, listen. It's saying the angels have won against the devils. Do you remember the angel reference way back? So she makes a reference back to that song, which I think is really, really cool. I love it when artists do that. I love the instrumentals to this as well. It's such a happy song, and I don't know, it's such a good mood song, and I don't know, it makes me happy every time I listen to this song. Whenever I'm in a bad mood and I listen to this song, I instantly feel better, because it's just like, there's something about it that's just so happy, And it's just so easy to jam to, and like, I love the little la la la's. And this song also has a really good ending to it as well. And this is like the last like peppy song. She actually ends the song with what I would consider almost an interlude-like track, but it's really cool. You'll see what I mean when I get there. And I really like how simple this song is. It's really pretty, and I've liked it ever since I listened to the album. So she just sounds really great, and it's just a really good, feel-good song. That's what I'm looking for. It's a feel-good song, straight up feel-good song. Everybody knows this song. Like, okay, I should say, I'm speaking from being in Japan right now. Everybody knows this song. It was so famous when it came out, and for good reason. The lyrics are fantastic, the instrumentals are fantastic, and her vocals are the best part. The chorus, oh my gosh. And like, it was one of the most requested songs in karaoke when it first came out, like that year. It's on the top, I think 5. I don't know. I went through a list, because in karaoke in Japan you can go through lists of like popular songs, and it was on the list like for that year in the top 5, and then the next year it was in like the top 10 or 15. Everybody loves this song. Everybody at least knows it. And this is such a beautiful chorus right here. And it's just, the way she sings it gives me goosebumps and makes me want to cry. Like, it's so good. And this is definitely one of her most famous songs for good reason. Definitely one of her best songs for good reason. I highly recommend this song. If you're not a person who really likes ballads, I'm pretty sure that this song can change your mind. It's pretty much fantastic all around. You can't go wrong with this song. Okay, so this is how she actually ends the album, is this short thing where it's basically just her singing, and it sounds like she's standing out in a crowd somewhere, and there's like passerby music, or passerby noises. And actually, she did stand out in like the middle of this open area mall and just sang this, and they recorded it, and that's how this song ends, or the album ends. Which I think is really cool. I think she's pretty much the only artist who could ever pull this off well. And it's great. I think it's a really creative way to end the album, and it works really well. But now I have nothing as background music to listen to while I talk about how I like this album. Dosuru. Okay, so let's talk about the album. I'm not sorry. Anyway. Okay, anyway. Let's talk about this album. Overall, for a debut album, it's pretty freaking fantastic. I would also argue that if you compare just the debut albums themselves, Ayaka's debut album is better than Utada's. It's definitely better than Ayumi Hamasaki's. But anyway, it's a great album. All of her albums are great, to be honest, and all of her songs are great. She has really high quality music, she has great vocals, and she writes all of her own lyrics. In the third album, she ends up writing most of her own music too, because she's not under a major label anymore. But even still, the music is still pretty good. However, it does evolve. She's still trying to find like styles that fit her on this album. And you can kind of tell because some of the songs sound really similar. It's really, if you haven't listened to the album a lot, it's really easy to get songs mixed up, like Stay With Me and Start to Love, Real Voice Melody, things that sound similar but aren't actually similar. But I mean, to the common ear, to the common human's ear, they sound the same. So anyway, overall, I think this album is fantastic. I can't believe I chose this song as the background. What am I thinking? I kind of want to change it. What do I want to change it to? What do I... I'm about to do a thing. I'm not even sorry. I changed the song. Anyway, I think this album is fantastic, and I definitely recommend it. I recommend all of her albums. If this is your first time listening to her, I recommend her second album. But if you like her, or if you liked what you heard from this, and you're like kind of familiar with her, go ahead and jump right into this album. I mean, it's really great. So anyway, with that, like I said at the beginning of the video, I have things coming up, aka moving. Move. Somebody kidnap me, please. No, I don't mean that. I have to be careful about what I say on the internet. But anyway, yeah, I'll do one more review as a request. In case you're curious as to what that is, I can go ahead and tell you. And then I'm doing the special project. Oh, the next request is Party Queen. I am the Party Queen. I'm really looking forward to reviewing this. So anyway, yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for whatever I do. In the meantime, take care, and... Oh, Kimi, 夢、好きでしょ。